What is going down? Brad back again with another video, guys. Just going into work today, but I figured on the way in maybe we could have a little conversation. So where I work, actually, a lot of guys ride. But here in lovely Las Vegas, Nevada, it's been a little chilly out lately. A little chilly. A lot of guys don't like to ride in that type of weather. Me personally, I do just fine whenever I layer up. You know, I'll go ahead and I'll toss on a thermal, tops and bottoms, and then I'll put on my hoodie right up underneath either this flannel or my riding jacket, and then I have a pair of boots on. So with boots and a pair of thick socks, I do just fine, and I don't feel, my feet don't get cold. My legs don't get too cold even if I'm just wearing jeans and not the thermals. My top doesn't usually really get too cold whenever I wear the thermal, the hoodie, and the flannel. Like, I'll feel the wind a little bit, but not crazy. If I'm wearing my riding jacket, I don't really feel the wind at all. So I don't know what it is about the legs. Like, there's nothing there blocking them, but I guess like when I'm in the moment of like riding, I just don't think about it or something. I don't know, because it doesn't ever usually feel cold on my legs. My fingertips sometimes do get cold even with these gloves on. I haven't tried putting on like any of the like under like thermal type of gloves or whatever accessories that you put underneath these. Yeah, a buddy of mine told me about putting latex gloves on up underneath these, and he said that would work really well, but I haven't tried that yet either. For the most part, my fingers, they only get cold on days where I'm riding really fast in the wind or on a cold day, but otherwise I'm good. Sometimes I'll wear a head cover up underneath my helmet. Not very often, but back in the beginning of winter, mid-winter here, it was getting pretty cold in the morning, so I would wear that up underneath, and that worked really well in keeping out, like, it kept the wind from going up underneath my helmet towards the neck area, and then it kept my head cool with my vents closed, the helmet vents closed. And that's really all I need to be warm for the most part. Now I know some people get a little uncomfortable riding the more they layer up. Like today is really not that bad. It was supposed to be super cold. Like yesterday was right around the same temp. It was about 36 degrees in the morning heading into work, but it wasn't as much sun out. I think it was a little more cloudy, so it wasn't as warm as it is now. Like right now it's not warm, but it's warm enough. So I don't feel like I'm freezing right now with the way the temperature is right now. It feels pretty good. So yeah, basically I was just wondering, like, how many people out there actually don't like to ride in the cold? I mean, I know there's a lot of fair weather guys who only ride whenever it's spring and summer. But like being here in Las Vegas, we don't really get much of a spring. We don't really get much of a fall. It's basically super hot and kind of cold, I guess. Like, I guess there's days that we do get really cold here. I mean, like, especially if you live up in if you live in the Summerlin, Southwest, north, like the north part of Las Vegas, even Henderson sometimes. Like, I get it will get cold, but like in the middle of Vegas, it really doesn't get too cold. Like, yeah, it'll drop down to like 29, but it doesn't feel that bad when the sun's still out. It's, I mean, not like we get much rain here. So with that, it's like, how many people actually will only wait till summer? And then like the summers here are hot, like really, really hot. So like who's actually out riding during the summer that's not riding during the winter? Because me, like, I'll ride during the winter regardless, or not the winter, sorry, the summer regardless, because like it's gonna be hot here and there's nothing I could do about that. It's Las Vegas. I'm not gonna not ride my bike because it's hot outside, right? Like, I bought the bike so that I could ride it, so I'm gonna ride it, especially if it's not too cold to where my bones are basically hurting. Because if it's hot, like, I'm just gonna sweat, you know what I mean? Drink water and make sure I'm hydrated and things like that. But yeah, I'm basically gonna be sweating and be hot, maybe get a little uncomfortable, but what do you do? It's where you live, right? I know, like, on the East Coast, a lot of guys will put up their bikes for the winter, but those are like real winters, you know what I mean? Like, you got snow, you got blizzards and things like that. You guys are being snowed in. I don't know. It's not like here in Vegas where it's 29 degrees and still sunny. Like, even like my boy Steve, actually, too, he's still pretty new at riding, so for him riding in the cold, it's like, for what reason? You know what I mean? Like, I'm still learning, and there's no point in getting out there and being uncomfortable, which I get. Sorry, that guy was like he like came over into that lane like super last minute, and then I try to like speed up and go in front of him a little bit, but he's in a rush or something, I don't know. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on that and what I wanted to talk about. How many of you out there actually ride during the cold days, or don't ride during the cold days, and like, why? Like, what's the reason that stops you from going out and enjoying being on your bike? And I'm not talking like what I'm doing right now, like riding to work. I'm talking about actually going out for a ride. It was pretty windy here on Tuesday, and I went out for a ride. There's only like a couple bikes I've seen out that day. Like, but they seemed more like they were just commuting to where they had to go. But I was on a nice little ride. I actually rode completely across town and then came back up the strip back to my apartment, and it was a cool little ride. I mean, the winds were at about, what was it, like 20 to 35 with gusts up to 40. Like, the winds were fine. Every now and then I'd get a gust that would like try to move me over a little bit, but you just fight it a little bit and you're good. Just push in the other direction and you're fine. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I'm actually almost at work, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. You guys remember to have fun and make it home.